My personal financial life used to be filled with a lot of numbers and a lot of tracking. I recorded every single purchase, and my spreadsheet had a lot of tabs and a lot of different formulas to update. So I always felt behind, and I noticed that I didn't really have a clear view into my money. So I wanted something to change. And today I'm going to share with you the 5 numbers that I focus on every month and why this gives me a very clear picture into my money. Because studies have shown that more data actually leads to decision fatigue and overwhelm. So what I needed wasn't more data, but a more accurate and clearer view into my finances so that I can notice trends and adjust or correct them sooner. Because overall, the goal is a sense of ease and simplicity with money, not more updating to do. When I first started my money journey, I was coming from a place of complete oblivion. Like, I wasn't tracking anything. I had no idea what I was spending, where my money was going. And that kind of cluelessness led me into a whole lot of credit card debt. And there's a saying, you can wander into credit card debt, but you can't wander out of it. And so from this sense of obliviousness and cluelessness, I went the complete opposite direction. And I started tracking every single purchase, everything, every day. And that type of hyper tracking was really useful in the moment to get me connected to my money and what I was spending. So it served its purpose. But what it didn't do was give me an overall picture of the trends or tell me where I should be going. And sure, I could look at like my budget categories, my expenses on a monthly basis, but there was I felt like I had a lot of tracking to do. So I knew I needed a simpler system that would tell me at a glance how I was doing financially. Here are the top 5 numbers that I focus on every month. Number 1 is your income. It's important to know. Number 2 is my fixed expenses. These are things that generally don't change from month to month. Number 3 is my variable expenses. Now, these are the things that I can change from month to month, and I have some levers to kind of pull and play with. Number 4 is my savings. How much am I putting away for sort of near to medium term needs? And number 5 is investments. How much am I investing each month? Number 1, income. This is really important. Unofficial studies show that 50% of Americans don't even know how much they make. I believe that, and I'm determined to be in the right 50%. So I make sure that I check my income and figure out how much I'm making each month. It varies to some extent, but the important thing is to just have a top line view of the money coming into my account each month. And I get this just from my bank statements. I log on and I figure out how much I made. I get 2 checks, and then I have some smaller sources of income. And I just record that, and it's very simple, but very important to figure out exactly how much is coming in each month. Number 2 are your fixed costs. These are things that generally stay consistent from month to month. These are things like housing, insurance, utilities, any automatic debits that you have coming out. And this is important because it gives you sort of your baseline framework for how much will be leaving your account each month. It's also important to update this from time to time because I've noticed that for myself, like my utilities have been fluctuating a little bit lately. Seasonally, I know we're just coming out of a cold period, so I tend to use a little bit more electricity. But it's important to kind of notice those seasonal trends, even though these expenses, fixed expenses, usually stay consistent from month to month. Ideally, your fixed expenses should be no more than 40 to 50% of your income. This is ideal. I don't fall into this category. But studies have also shown that your fixed expenses are the greatest predictor of financial stress. Because think about it, even if you have a giant income, if your fixed expenses are super high, you're still going to be stressed about money. Whereas if you have a modest income, but your fixed expenses are super low, you're going to have a lot more ease and a lot more margin in your total financial picture. So it's really important to work on these fixed expenses, to know what they are, and to see where you can take steps to lower them. I know that's what I'm working on right now. Number 3 is variable spending. Now, this is where we have some room to make adjustments. And this is the category that can get a little wild and a little out of control, and that takes probably the most updating overall. What I do now, I used to keep a spreadsheet, and I still do keep a spreadsheet for my larger expenses, but I just log into my bank and I use the built-in budgeting tool to figure out by category what I'm spending on a variable basis month to month. So for example, things like groceries and food out and shopping, these are 3 big categories that I need to really watch for myself, because even though I'm not someone that spends extravagantly, those small purchases definitely add up. You're buying toilet paper or toothpaste or like an organizing pouch or something along those lines. Art supplies, I'm buying a lot of lately. They add up, and having a clear view of this and a clear view of targets for this section is really important and really gives a sense of control and overall awareness. In my own personal finance system, I do still track items in this variable spending category fairly regularly. I also log into my bank to get an overall view of these transactions, but I will note in my spreadsheet, and this is probably the biggest thing that I do note, almost the only thing that I do note, if, for example, I place an order on Amazon or online, I want to know what was in that order at a glance. I, for example, just ordered a large craft hole punch for a class art project that I'm doing. And I got a birthday gift and some planner supplies. So I want to record that and know, okay, that's what that expense was, and be able to track that at a glance quickly so that I know directionally where my variable spending is headed, so I can kind of rein it back in if it's getting a little bit out of control. Number 4 is savings, and this is anything in the short to medium term. So if, for example, you need new tires for your car, any savings toward that item would go here. And this is the number that can bring the greatest amount of peace, because studies have shown, predictably, if you have greater savings, your stress levels are lower. And this is fairly predictable, but it's helpful to be able to track this number, because before, when I was just recording my expenses, I wasn't really making a point to increase this number. Because ideally, we'd be saving 10 to 20% of our income till we have a fully funded emergency fund, and then using that. So tracking this number really gives me a tremendous amount of peace. And number 5 is investments. And this is probably my favorite number to track. And I don't log into my portfolio super often, but I do like to know how much I'm contributing to my long-term investments and how this fits into my overall financial picture. Because this is the future. This is the money I'm putting away for future me to say, hey, this is buying you freedom. This is buying you the option to do whatever you want. So I love contributing to my investments. A word here, it's probably not advisable to check your investment or your portfolio performance more than once a month, because studies have shown that that can actually decrease your overall satisfaction and lead to maybe not the wisest decisions. But I do like to know how much I'm contributing on a top level. Ideally, right now I'm contributing around 12% pre-tax. I'd like to increase that number to eventually be 20%. That would be my goal. But right now it's important to just know the top line, and I'll check in once a month just to see how my portfolio is doing. These 5 numbers work together, and it's a system effect. And here's the system. Your income sets the ceiling, your fixed expenses set the floor, your variable expenses are the lever you can pull, and your savings and investment show direction. So overall, I can stop saying, oh, I messed up again this month, or where did I mess up this month? And say instead, where can I shift direction? Or how can I subtly adjust whatever is out of balance? And I really like the harmony that this creates. So overall, what's changed for me since I moved from just tracking my expenses to having a clearer view of my overall financial picture using those 5 numbers? And I would say that in general, I have a much clearer view of my finances overall. If I'm spending too much in my variable spending, if I'm buying too much on Amazon, then that needs to change. But I have a fuller view of my finances. So it's not that I messed up, it's that I have room to adjust here. But then I'll remind myself, hey, I'm still saving this amount, I'm still investing this amount. This is my income and these are my fixed expenses. So having that clearer view of my finances has really simplified what I'm doing financially, and overall it's more sustainable. I feel like I can stick with this long term, even on a busy or overwhelming month, and that's really important and that's really key. Also, what's been helpful is just using my bank transaction record to keep track of my spending and using the tools that are built in, rather than relying on myself to update a million tabs in my spreadsheet. So embracing simplicity wherever I can has really made a huge difference to my financial life. Money became calmer when I started focusing on the big picture. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much. Let me know what you do in your financial system. Does anything feel out of balance for you? And if you were to change one thing in your overall financial routine, what would that one thing be? What do you think would bring you the most peace? So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope you'll keep watching.